Welcome to CETV with the Soul Man Frank and the great Todd Shilkin. We're going to talk about some exciting new cameras. Before we do, we've got a great new intro for CETV made by Iceberg Media. Let's take a look. And we're back. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. Love to see some subscribes, please, to our YouTube channel. Trying to boost it up to 1,000. And put your email address in the comments, and we'll send you a little free gift, a little complimentary camera electronic lens cloth. Todd, thanks for being here.
Thank you, sir. Lovely to be here.
Are we allowed to shake hands?
We're allowed to shake hands. Do you want to do elbows as well?
Elbows too, and I've got some hand sanitizer in the office for later.
Thank you.
Why are we here?
We are here because the Panasonic S5 little demo camera is here. I say little because it is little. This is my S1, you can see. So I'm a Panasonic shooter. I shoot in the S1. But this is a beautiful little... To me, I know it's obvious to say it. It's like a little baby brother to the S1, but it does feel like that. Speaking
of the baby brother to the S1, so I know we were actually speaking off camera before. You came off a GH5,
correct,
which a lot of people love. I mean, you know, being a retailer, we've seen a lot of customers buy GH5 for video, and beautiful camera. But you stepped up from that to an S1. I did, yeah. So what I originally came from other brands. I was a Canon shooter. I like Canon glass. But the more I got into videography, corporate videography, the more I thought, look, I want a camera that shoots 4K. I want a camera that is dedicated. I want a camera that doesn't have overheating issues. And so I looked in, and it was actually Carlos here who put me onto the GH5. And I then got a Metabones speed booster, so I could put my Canon glass on it, and I used it for a long time without native Panasonic lenses. True.
And then I picked up a 12 to 60, and so I had the native, and that was mainly so I could get the Dual I.S happening. But I love that camera, and
Are you being, sorry to interrupt you, in that sort of corporate environment and quick and on your feet?
Yep.
Are you trying to intentionally be off tripod more?
Look, I find, yes, I am. I'm not very steady, right? So
I can see that. That's why we're seated for this commercial.
I just find, I don't know what it is about my centre of gravity, so Dual I.S helps me. The issue I had with the GH5, and people who have better skills with me will tell me this is rubbish, but the issue was noise in low light. Which is, I'm not the first person to say that for Micro Four Thirds. But for me, because I'm not a professional videographer, I'm a content creator, I'm a storyteller, I want to speak for my clients' brands. I want to do it quickly, I want to do it without hours in post. So if there's too much noise or if it's unsteady, it just takes me longer. And I want to turn stuff around quickly because mainly it's going on social media, it's getting consumed quickly, and I want to make the process quicker. I fell out of love with the GH5, and I fell back in love with it. But once I got the S1...
I want to see comments. Who loves their camera? If so, which camera and why?
I fell back in love with it, and then when I got the S1, there's just something about that full frame sensor. And
you do notice.
Oh my God.
Before Micro Four Thirds, when you were on GH5, you don't even have to go into brands and models. What sort of sensor size were you on? Do you remember?
APS-C,
sure.
So look,
which 100% has its place, in photography and stills and this. And that. I think as you get into video and cinematography, getting into some of that crazy dynamic range, you need, and even with photography, you need that bigger sensor.
Look, I used to shoot a lot of stills. My still shooting isn't so great now because I'm out of practice. I did shoot some for the sake of this video, which we can put up.
Love to see it.
But I shoot mainly video. And really in social media today, that's what people want on. That's what people engage with. So this is great. Now what I tend to do with this is I stick this on a tripod. I have actually shot a little, I've got a little handle and a cage on it. I do shoot a bit handheld.
What cage is that you've got on there?
That's a small rig cage, and I've got my lovely little wooden handle I normally have. Sure. And look, it's not that heavy. It is weighty, but it's balanced. That's the 24 to 105, which is not a small lens.
Which has the built-in, and you're talking about ICE for people who may or may not know. So this is our lingo for basically image stabilizer, lingo of the imaging industry. So you've got an image stabilizer and anti-shake feature built into that lens.
Correct.
24 to 105.
Correct.
And the body.
Correct.
Which Are we seeing the image stabilisation in the S5?
There is. It is.
They
have built it in. The kit lens, the 20-60, which is a great lens and I love, and the Sigma, which is a 45mm, which is interesting because I haven't put a prime lens on a camera for a while, and when I put that on, I really didn't want to take it off.
Okay. So we probably for our audience, let's mention that Sigma, Panasonic, and Leica all share a mount called the L mount. Mm-hmm. So that's why we've got this lens here.
There was a commitment when Panasonic brought out the S1, the S1R, that they would. I think it was one that you tell me. It was one of the very early cases where they said, "Here's our roadmap, and we promise these lenses."
No, and they have built on that.
Yeah,
they have built on
that. They have built. I don't remember seeing that on it.
No, but the relationship with Sigma and Panasonic and Leica is very strong. So if you're looking for a Sigma lens to go into a Panasonic body, you ask for the L mount. Yes. Same with Leica. So obviously in Leica you have many mounts, M and R and everything like that, and now there is the L mount, which is shared with the three systems.
Yeah. So these two lenses, the kit one and that Sigma that's coming as a bonus if you buy the camera now, don't have stabilisation. What I did do though is I took my 24-105 off my S1, put it on the S5 body, and I had the dual stabilisation.
That would have been awesome.
It just makes me happy. It just
well, you're a happy guy. I mean, let's be honest. But you're talking about what, like 7 stops of stabilisation?
Yeah, look,
maybe 5.5.
I'm not a techie guy.
Bring the comments. Bring the comments. We want to see, and we want you to subscribe. And don't forget to put your email address in. Anywhere in Australia, we'll post you this free lens cloth. As long as you subscribe.
I looked at a lot of specs before the GH5, and then I kept looking at specs for the S1. And when the S1H came out, which was a dedicated video camera, then I kind of looked at that. And what I've tried to teach myself is, look, the specs don't really matter. I want a camera that shoots in 4K without overheating.
Not that we're even discussing what brand might or may not be overheating. But our phones are ringing. Yeah. You must be dialing in to get your free lens cloth. Thank you. We don't even need to stop. We're in a retail environment. Tell me though, you're talking specs.
Yep.
Did you get the instruction manual out of the box?
I did not.
Right.
No. So here's the thing, right?
Is that advised?
Probably not. But what I want to see, if you're studying a manual...
Hit the comments. Who actually reads the manual before they open the camera?
Look, I will read the manual when I get this camera.
Yep.
But I wanted to know, could I pick it up? And I don't shoot all day, every day, right? I'm a marketing consultant. I help people tell their brand story in many ways. One of the big one is producing content. So I don't shoot all day, every day, but I do shoot a fair bit. And I thought, can I pick this camera up and just work it out for myself, based on the fact that I know the Panasonic system, that the S1 is, part of the L mount, it's the S series, that the GH5 system is not that much different, that it's very similar menu system. And I just picked it up and I used it.
So let's talk a little bit about the S5. I think we've heard some wonderful information about going from micro four thirds to full frame, working in the Panasonic system. We've discussed some of the image stabilisation, the cool features that S5 gives us.
Yep.
People keep talking about this 180 frames a second in 10-bit. Did you use that feature?
I did do it. I actually don't think it goes 180 frames in 10-bit. I think it only does that in 8-bit, but I could be wrong. But again, I'm not a specky guy.
Hit us with some comments.
So I did a little bit of that, but mainly I just want to shoot handheld. I want to get a second camera angle to my S1 that is reliable and is going to match easily.
So these are both 24 megapixel.
Yeah.
From what I understand, the LCD screen on the back on the S1 doesn't have the full flip and multi-vari angle.
No, so the LCD on the S1 comes out and flips up and down.
Which is a cool feature, but this one, what does the S5 do?
This is our old, to me, it's a lot like it's exactly the same as my GH5.
Yeah, that's a cool feature.
It's fantastic because if I'm doing,
how and why do you use that feature of a multi-vari angle LCD?
I did this, how I use this one when I was shooting now is that I can shoot from up high or down low, and I can handhold the camera. I don't have to have it to my eye if I don't want to. What I would do with this camera, I did it a bit of a disservice because it encouraged me to handhold it. I didn't put it on a tripod for any of my testing. Okay. Because I'm not the most stable guy, that probably does it a disservice. But I had this on the tripod because I was shooting myself using this. so we could use it in this
video. So in an A and B camera scenario, you're actually doing the right thing.
But I would like to put that on a tripod, and if I put that on a tripod, I could have that facing me while I'm over there setting stuff up. I'm a one-man operator. I'm putting microphones on my clients. I'm setting up lighting. I want to be able to look back and go, yeah, have I framed that? Then I'm obviously coming back to monitor as I'm shooting. Sometimes, actually, clients want me to sit with them. You and I originally spoke about me shooting this, right? Had I have shot this, I would have shot it with the camera facing.
I wanted to get him on this side of the camera. What does everyone think? Let's see some comments. Do you like him on this side of the camera?
Yeah, and we know I talk too loud and too fast, so don't state that.
That's fine.
We know that.
I do
we
as
know
well.
that.
I've been told off by other cameramen that I speak too fast. Who could believe it? The Soul Man Frank speaking too fast.
Never. We talk. are you having any trouble taking anything I'm saying?
Not at all. Not at all. We could do this all day.
Are we subtitling this for non-Jews?
We go to the same barber. We actually shave each other's heads. Kidding, maybe. But speaking of being a single man operator, so that's what a lot of in the video space now, when people are wanting quick stuff for socials and corporate stuff, a lot of the people are a one man band. You're not turning up with a whole crew, and if you don't have maybe time or money to just set up all this stuff, they want you to get in, shoot it, and get out.
Now, one spec I do know, and you can explain this more to me, right? Because every time I'm on all the forums, dual native ISO, dual native ISO.
What's your handle? What's your handle? If we're looking for you,
it's in fact Todd _ dual native ISO. No, it's not.
Somebody register that, please.
So I shot everything I've shot on this in the past few days without lights,
and we're going to see that in this video.
So I didn't have a single light on. I thought about it. I thought, no, I'm not.
So for low light, this is ridiculously good.
It's great. It's great.
That's amazing.
Now, what people will tell you, and you and I had this discussion the other day about it, the one thing that I think that people might criticise is that it's got a 30-minute record limit, I believe, in 4K, and it might only be 10-bit.
Yeah.
But to me, if you're a serious event videographer, you may well say, I've got the S1 or the S1H, and you're filming everything non-stop for 3 hours, or someone's doing a speech that's longer half an hour, but this guy is going to be with you. You're going to be turning it on, turning it off. I can't foresee that I'm going to shoot for more than half an hour. Also, if that's the only thing holding me back, I'm thinking, well, maybe at that event, I'm not shooting 4K. Now, I'll tell you why I shoot 4K. I shoot 4K for one reason and one reason only, because I don't need that quality for social media stuff. I shoot it so that I can post in a slider or crop in post, so that I'm not sitting in someone's store with a slider. I've got a digitised slider, but I don't use it because I want to get in and out quickly.
Yeah, it may not be time to set it up, and it is you do want to get all your levels accurate and stuff and do it properly if you're going to go to the effort of bringing a slider with you to a shoot.
So for this or this, if I'm shooting in 4K, I know that I'm only putting it on. I drop everything on a 1080 timeline, right? So I shoot in 4K, drop it on a 1080 timeline, and then I can crop in. I can crop use keyframes to crop in a lovely little slider effect or whatever. But I could choose easily not to shoot in 4K and that. It allows me to be lazy. It allows me not to have to frame perfectly, because I know I can fix the framing in post, So if I wanted to, on an occasion, I wanted to shoot for 45 minutes, put it on 1080. It's full HD.
So then this is dual card slot.
Yes.
You got cards in both slots. Are you carrying over from one to the other, or what are you putting on the two cards?
You should never say this.
With a few questions
I should never say this on camera because I'll put the mock on myself.
Good. Say it on camera then.
I shoot from one card to the next. I don't shoot both cards at the same time, so I'm not shooting a backup. So I'm trusting my cards that I buy expensive cards.
Where do you buy them from?
I buy them from downstairs. Here.
Camera Electronic.
Yeah. Thanks. I buy Sandy's cards from Camera Electronic.
Shameless advertising. Sorry, shameless. But
now the other thing is that whilst I quite like it, and some the people who know more about me than specs will tell you that there's an XQD card in dual slots in here, one SD, one XQD.
These are SD though.
Two SDs.
So that is actually faster for what more sports and high-level speed type stuff. Having XQD, the amount of megs per second you can get on that card is quicker than the S5. So there's reasons, obviously, for a videographer, cinematographer, shooter to have both cameras for different purposes.
Yeah. Look, to me, this is my kit now. This is my kit. I'm pairing that with that, and I think what's going to be interesting...
This is our demo model, so you can't
not that
have
one. I'm not allowed to keep that one. Apparently, I have to give it back today.
Just, I'm saying no to a sale.
Look at that interesting thing up there.
Take it right. Never been done before.
To me, though, what will be interesting in 6 months' time or 3 months' time is whether you ask me, how many times did you make that your main camera and pick that up as a second? And how many times did you just shoot with the S5?
Well, we will have a follow-up discussion on camera about that exact subject.
Beautiful.
Have you had a shift? And also it depends, I imagine, what sort of work you're getting as well.
True, yeah, true. Look, to me, if you're shooting in someone's retail environment, be it a restaurant or a cafe or a retail store, there's a limit of time you can be there before you're a pain, right? Okay. You want to be as quick as you can.
Have you ever hit that limit?
I'm sure I'm a pain all the time. People are polite enough not to tell me.
He opened it up for that question.
Do you know what? It's self-awareness. I know I'm a pain, so it makes it a little bit more socially acceptable.
Me too. I'm sure we're going to have that. Say, listen, the two of them, would you just shut up?
Yeah. There'll be people commenting going, it will be a love it or hate it kind of thing.
Yes, yeah.
People will either love us or hate us. For those of you who love us, please talk loudly because the trolls will come out. So... no borders
714
comments.
grams, could be 741. I want to see that in the comments. Someone correct me.
Yeah.
This is tiny. It's full frame. Yeah. It shoots 180 frames a second.
Yep.
We're not sure which bit. We'll wait to hear from you guys. Todd, did you enjoy using it?
I loved using it. I don't want to give it back. It's a great camera. Can I keep it? I'll get another one. Can you order me one?
Can we talk about that in episode 2?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching that segment with Todd and I. And if you want to check out some of Todd's work, check out seriouslyfunny.com.au. Is that right, Todd?
That's correct. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Not sure if he was even mic'd up for that one. However, before I let you guys go, I just want to mention a couple of bonuses that are really big and we're actually finishing but have been extended till September 30. So please jump on cameraelectronic.com.au, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll find out about the actual Sigma 45mm, which is worth almost $1,000 Aussie, is a bonus for free at the moment if you buy the S5 with the 20-60. And you can actually, if you don't want that or you already have a 45, you can choose to get the Panasonic. It's the XLR adapter that allows you to put 2 XLR mics inputted straight into the camera. So that's also worth quite a bit. Guys, I just want to say a huge thank you. We're trying to get our subscribers up to 1,000. Please subscribe. Put your email address in the comments and we'll email you, get your details, and post you out a free lens cloth if you're anywhere in Australia. And just a huge thanks for supporting our family business, cameraelectronic.com.au.